politics.
Yes.
What is it, Brian? What is office politics?
Yes. So I would define it. I would define it as.
Hansi, CoachBM designed my CV 8 years ago.
Oh, pretty small world it is, eh?
Wow.
So it's a struggle for power, and about who gets what, when, and how.
Okay. Who gets what, when, and how. All right.
It's a struggle for power. As human beings, that's why we actually have a standard procedures. Mm-hmm. We have processes, systems in companies. It actually tries to help businesses, to deal with these issues like politics, not getting into the work. But it's a struggle for power. I want to get that promotion, the other person wants to get it.
And what will I do about it?
Yes. And there's this trip to Dubai. We just need 3-4 people.
And there's 20.
So
they haven't mentioned.
Yes.
Yes.
So how is it going to be decided? To say these people are going and
lunch. Lunchtime, after lunch, just so that you can mix. So if office politics is something we should be expecting, is it something we should be expecting in the workplace? Is it something that's normal?
Definitely. It's there. It's in every organization.
Okay.
It's every organization. It's actually healthy to have politics, but to some extent. So it becomes a problem when influence matters more than impact. You see, so there are people who can be influential. You remember in our previous show, I talked about informal power structures. So then if you start building that, that influence, you're trying to appear, to appease the bosses and all that, just to have influence. But really, we are looking at your responsibilities. Are you delivering? So there are people who are surviving in organizations not because they are able, they are delivering value, but it's just because they have that influence. So
they've played their politics well.
Obviously.
So how does power struggle typically begin in professional environments?
Yeah, that one is, we start by decisions. When decisions are being made. You discover that some decisions actually made behind the doors. And some people just see things happen. And they wonder, why are we taking this route? But it's because the boss is just saying so. But then there was a meeting. Even at the same level, we have management committees, we have executive committees. But then we are saying if we are doing anything, we are making decisions, everyone is supposed to be on the same page. But then sometimes you discover that some people actually be way ahead of you. They know everything before it's even implemented. So that's when you start having these challenges. And those people who feel that they are left out, then there's a challenge. They are no longer performing well, because here we're talking about things that can actually stall your career.
Wow. All right. And what are some of the early warning signs that this workplace dynamic is now becoming unhealthy?
Wow. So that one, I think, apart from when you start seeing decisions being made behind the doors, you are not sitting in meetings which you are supposed to be sitting in. And then you also start seeing some kind of favoritism. You actually see it clearly. This is favoritism. This person deserves this, but then
they're not
getting it. It's someone who has got influence somewhere, somehow. And then there is gatekeeping of information. Gatekeeping of information is very, very dangerous, because you are supposed to be doing something and you are not even briefed that there is going to be a meeting tomorrow. Then you are just sitting in that meeting. Someone withheld that information from you. You are sitting in that meeting and you become useless.
You're dumb. You don't know anything that's going on.
And
but then in such a situation, what are you supposed to do? Maybe you find that you're not being included enough. Maybe the boss actually loves this person more.
Yes.
Are you supposed to do that as an ordinary employee? Because you're just, at the bottom. How are you going to confront CoachBM like, I know, Farakim?
So
yes, definitely. So I think what is important, and I think the first thing is We are professionals. Where I'm not happy, I have to express my unhappiness. I talk to you as a colleague to say, no, my friend, I think you see this, you withheld information. Look what has happened. I don't think I will be expecting this. But then if it continues like this, then I have to take it up. We have to be honest, because this is professional. So if someone you have to stand up. Yeah. Because we are saying you are not fighting, but you are navigating. You're not fighting.
You're just trying to sound kind with it.
No, because it's professional. Because now sometimes tinowanza chivanhu kubasa, chihunu chivanhu kubasa, chimuseyamwa. Wakamboona kuti pavanhu vanoenda kunyika dzakabudirira, pavanodzoka kunoka, vanodzoka vane a different view.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. Chimuseyamwa chakatiwandira. That's why tichita ma challenges where some things become acceptable. Zvisiri acceptable.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yes.
But okay, so now when we talk about office politics,
yes,
is it always negative, or sometimes there's benefits to it? It can be constructive as well.
Yeah, no, like I said, office politics is normal, but then it becomes a problem. We just have to deal with it. Yes, we have to minimize. It doesn't have to become toxic. Yeah, if it becomes toxic, then we have a challenge. Politics, we're struggling for power, we're struggling for success. I want to be number one. That's good. Because we're competing. Yes, we are in a competition, even if we are
not wants to be the best.
Telling each other. We are both managers at the same level, Taona, but we are competing. But we are not openly saying, Taona ndoda kukupita. Yes, I have to do my work. Yes.
All right. So in practical terms, how does office politics show up day to day? Maybe there's someone listening in right now, they're experiencing it, they can see it, but they don't notice it. They can see it with their eyes, but the mind is not registering that, hey, this is actually some office politics going on here.
Yes. Yeah, in manifestation, I think when you start also seeing that you are being excluded, you can clearly see it to say, this one, even this first trip, educational or learning, for example, this one goes to the training, someone is getting, so many things, and you are actually counting. You start seeing it to say, this fellow manager, has gone there 5 times. I've just gone there once.
But what if you are not qualified? Is it still something we call office politics? Or maybe not qualified, but what if you're not experienced enough? Because there's some people in the office places where they don't have the qualifications, but they have the experience and they're really good at their job. But you maybe say, I'm qualified, but you're not experienced. Sarah,
no, you have to be honest with yourself. I think that's when you have to look at yourself and say, okay, what must I do, to improve? So that I also start getting these opportunities. But I'm talking about managers at the same level. It means that they are the same. Whatever you're doing to those managers,
they have to be the same.
Yes, there has to be equality, equal access to opportunities.
All right. And let's look at how does is it possible to damage your career simply by ignoring this workplace politics?
Yes, of course.
You can damage your career.
Yes, of course.
Politics.
No. No.
Is that damaging?
Actually killing your career. You have to stand up for yourself. So what I advise people is, when politics becomes toxic, you try everything, every other way possible to work on it. The best way is to walk out. Yeah.
Walk out of the company.
Just exit. My guy, nyaya dzekuvhura na brain tinoda kutaura nachokwadi. Now dziripo ndedzokutika you kill yourself.
But what do you mean by
mental
you kill
health
yourself?
issues. Politics, if it becomes such toxic, even the bosses, there are people who can go behind the bosses and say, telling that boss, wrong things. Sometimes they are framed, You can even end up in jail. I'm telling you. So when things become that toxic, you see it, unogona kana kutokireterwa chinhu chokuti unoita sei unogonaenda kujairi nazvo dziri nema yes uchita uite politics. So ukaona kuti hazvichaita tiza neupenyu hwako.
But in terms of career growth now, we've talked about even the health side of things.
Yes.
But now moving on to the career side of things, your career growth.
Yes.
How does this whole drama in the workplace, of the politics in the workplace, how does it affect your career growth as an employee?
Yeah, it affects you in 2 ways, I think, positively and negatively. So positively, you are toughened. you are toughened when you're actually going through that whole process, and you learn a lot. And I would actually say, even when you move from that company, because when there is toxic politics, it now means it's their culture. Even when you go to other companies, you are even a boss, or you know things that you're not supposed to do, because you understand how painful it is. So you never do it to anyone else.
How important is emotional intelligence, especially like when like handling workplace conflict? Because emotional intelligence is yeah. Is it a skill?
You can do everything else, but emotional intelligence is very difficult.
Okay.
It's a soft thing, but very difficult.
Okay.
So emotional intelligence just need to be aware of your own emotions, and also being able to manage them.
Okay.
And also understand how your actions can affect someone else's emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's emotional intelligence, and it's very difficult, but you have to learn.
You have to learn.
And pamwe pachona unotozviziva wega kuti inini ndine hasha tinogona kukaruka ndaita sei, but unotogara wazviudza kuti Brian, calm down. Those are the things. Paunongogumbuka so unobva wazviudza no.
Relax.
Even panotaura vanhu vachida kumhanya kuda kutaura meeting zviya zvazvikuda kupa mapoints avo dzikama unozotaura pokupedzisira. What I say.
And what advice would you give to a young professional entering the competitive work environment? Amatuke, if anything, they get into work, they're already the boss. They get into work, they're already director. They get what do you say? Because you'll find that a lot of young people, they're ready to go.
Yes.
But are they going too fast? What would you give a young person, competitive environment, and they want to push forward and do better?
Yeah, what I would just say is to them is you need a lot of patience. And in as much as you believe that you know, I don't think you know. Because what you have is theory. And you still have a long way to go. You need to learn. You need to listen to those who were there before you. And you have your mentors as well in the organization and outside the organization. They can help you with your challenges. Even before you write an email to your boss where you are expressing your
heartfelt desires.
Yes. You can even consult, a mentor, outside, and say, no, if you want your boss, to give you this or the opportunity, this is how you're supposed to address him. This is how you're supposed to go about it. So they just need to calm down. They need a lot of patience, and they need to learn as much as they can.
All right. Let's define a toxic work environment and how to leave a toxic work environment.
Yeah. What I would say on the recommendations now, because obviously office politics is there, I would say don't be involved. If there are people who are playing dirty politics, don't be one of them.
Okay.
Don't let them, kukunyengera kuti upindewo mukuita izvozvo, because wakutokanganisa career yako.
All right.
Saka tapatati paya kana waona kuti zvanetsa unosiya, but inini pane mamwewo ma-advice aningapa okuti you need to align your work kuma organizational priorities, because usasiya focus. Nokuti politics zvinoita kuti usafocusa nebasa rako ndo pane dambudziko. Saka focus on your work, align kuziva kuti company yedu mazuvano yati isusu taakumbopinda muregion. Your focus should be on how best can we get business opportunities in the region. That's how you become valuable, because even the bosses, that's their focus. And what they lack now is people who are able to follow the directions. So when you align your work to organizational priorities, visions and my strategies, politics vanotaura vagoita sei, but mabosi anongoti aiwaka idzodzo zvadzoita. Saka ita basa rako nemazvo.
Ita
basa rako nemazvo. I think that's our closing statement for today.
Ita basa rako nemazvo. Brian, thank you